Hey everyone, welcome back to Verve Visionary. Today we're diving into a topic that's incredibly important to me, authenticity. We live in a world where we're constantly pressured to conform, to fit into molds that might not match who we are. But there's real power in being true to yourself, living authentically and aligning your life with your core values. So, what does it mean to be authentic? To me, it starts with knowing your values and principles. Once you establish those, living authentically becomes much easier. We're all evolving, and as we grow, our values might shift. But the key is to stay true to what you believe in. However, there's an important caveat. Your values should never harm others. Like my mother always told me, your freedom ends where someone else's freedom begins. When you live true to your values, the benefits ripple throughout your life, whether at work, in relationships, or with friends and family. When people know you are who you say you are, trust naturally builds. Some people might not appreciate who you are, and that's okay. But pretending to be someone you're not will never end well. I've learned that the hard way. I've shared this before in a previous video, but it's worth mentioning again. There was a point in my life when I was married, and my partner and I were very different in terms of values. I overlooked some of these differences to try and make it work, but it wasn't the best decision. Eventually, I realized I couldn't do that anymore. Being true to yourself is key, because if you compromise on your core values for too long, it will catch up with you. The marriage ended because I couldn't continue pretending to be okay with things that went against what I truly believed. Here's the truth. No one should change who they are for someone else. It's about accepting differences and working together if possible, but never compromising on your core values. If you really believe in something, it will surface eventually, no matter how much you try to suppress it. When you live authentically, life becomes so much more fulfilling. You'll be happier with your decisions, and everything falls into place. Once you start living true to your own expectations, instead of trying to meet other people's, you'll notice how much more joyful life becomes. In my own life, not being true to my values had some negative consequences. For example, I believe deeply in honesty, even in small things. I mentioned before about an experience with my ex-partner where I would always return the extra change if a cashier gave me too much by mistake. But she wouldn't. She believed if they made a mistake, it was their problem. It might seem like a small thing, but to me, it's a reflection of a core value, honesty. And that's something I can't compromise on. Another core value I hold is compassion. I believe that as humans, we have a responsibility to help others when we can. That doesn't mean you have to give up everything, but small acts of kindness, whether it's donating money, time, or even just helping someone carry their groceries, make a huge difference. You don't need to have a lot to give back. The world has so much suffering, and a little compassion goes a long way. Being authentic also means having the courage to address things when people around you break your core values. It's not about fighting, but about having healthy discussions with your family, friends, or partner. Don't let those conflicts pile up, because they'll eventually come to the surface. If someone in your life continuously disrespects your values, maybe it's time to reevaluate that relationship. There's no downside to being authentic. If someone reacts negatively to your authenticity, then maybe that person doesn't belong in your life. Life is too short to live according to someone else's expectations. And remember, don't wait for the perfect circumstances. Don't say, I'll do this when I make more money, or I'll live my best life when I achieve this or that. Start now. Do it for you, not for others. So here's my advice. Be true to your core values. Be authentic, be the person you want to be. You don't need anyone's permission to live your life the way you want to. When you do things for yourself, when you find joy in the small things, that's when you're truly living authentically.